What if I told you there's a house right now, sitting in the middle of nowhere, with no power lines running to it, no electricity bill ever hitting its owner's inbox, and no idea what a blackout even feels like, because it makes its own power every single day from the sun sitting above it. No grid, no generator running at 2 a.m., just sunlight turning into light, into a cold fridge, into a hot shower, into a charged laptop. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how much that costs in 2026, what nobody tells you about the free electricity dream, and the one mistake that makes people regret going off-grid within the first year. So don't skip ahead. The numbers in the middle of this video are the ones that actually decide whether this works for you or wastes your money. Before we go further, hit subscribe and tap the bell, because I'm building a whole series on off-grid living, tiny homes, and self-sufficient tech, and you don't want to miss the next one. Now let's get into it. Here's the thing that's been quietly happening for years. Electricity prices keep climbing. Storms keep knocking out power grids for days at a time. And more people than ever are looking at their utility bill and asking a genuinely simple question. Why am I paying a company every single month for something the sun is giving away for free? That question is exactly why the self-powered tiny house movement has exploded. It's not just a lifestyle trend anymore. It's becoming a real, practical answer to a real, practical problem. So let's talk about how it actually works. A self-powered tiny house runs on three main pieces of tech working together. First, solar panels, usually mounted flat on the roof, since tiny homes don't have much extra space to work with. In 2026, the best panels use high-efficiency monocrystalline cells that squeeze more power out of every square foot of roof, which matters a lot when your entire roof is roughly the size of a large parking space. Second, batteries. This is the part almost nobody talks about, and it's actually the most important piece of the whole system. Solar panels only make electricity while the sun is out. The battery is what lets you run your lights at 9 p.m. or your fridge overnight. In 2026, almost everyone builds with lithium iron phosphate batteries, LiFePO4 for short, because they last 3,000 to 6,000 charge cycles, compared to as few as 500 for the old lead-acid batteries your grandfather might have used. They're also safer, since they don't release hydrogen gas, which matters a lot when your battery bank is sitting in a closet 3 feet from your bed instead of ventilated garage. Third, the inverter. This is the translator. Solar panels and batteries store electricity as DC power. Your fridge, your laptop charger, your lights, most of them want AC power. The inverter converts one into the other seamlessly, so you never even notice it happening. Put those three things together, and you've got a house that runs entirely on sunlight. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is the part most videos on this topic get wrong. Let's kill the myth right now. Going fully self-powered is not free. It's an upfront investment that pays you back over time, and the size of that investment depends entirely on how much electricity you actually use. The average tiny house uses somewhere between 1 and 5 kilowatt hours of electricity per day. Compare that to a standard American home, which burns through around 30 kilowatt hours a day. That difference alone is why tiny houses are so much easier to run entirely on solar than a regular home is. For a lean, efficient setup, LED lighting, a small 12-volt fridge, phone and laptop charging, a water pump, you're typically looking at around 1 kilowatt hour a day. Add a mini split for air conditioning in summer, and that number climbs to 3 to 5 kilowatt hours. Add electric heating for winter, and a well-built 4-season tiny house can push past 6. Now here's what that translates to in real equipment. Most off-grid tiny homes on wheels run comfortably on 400 to 800 watts of rooftop solar. A fixed foundation tiny house might use 1,000 to 3,000 watts, depending on the load. On the battery side, the sweet spot for most tiny homes in 2026 sits between 5 and 10 kilowatt hours of storage, enough to get you through the night and one cloudy day without stress. So what does the whole system cost? A small DIY setup, think folding panels, a portable power station, the basics, can run as low as $2,000 to $3,000. A proper mid-range off-grid solar system built specifically for a tiny home typically lands between $5,000 and $15,000 over its full 25-year lifespan, including one round of battery and inverter replacement, since batteries generally last 10 to 15 years before needing a swap. A fully professional installation, with permits, engineering, and labor included, can run higher, sometimes into the tens of thousands, especially for larger or four-season builds. Compare that to a full-size, whole-home off-grid solar system, which now averages somewhere between $40,000 and $70,000 because of how much battery storage a normal-sized house needs. The tiny house version is dramatically cheaper for one simple reason. It just doesn't need to power very much. And that's the real secret behind why this works so well for tiny homes specifically. It's not that the technology is different. It's that the house itself uses so little energy that even a modest solar setup can fully cover it. Now, if you're thinking this sounds like the perfect setup with zero downsides, stick around, because next I'm going to walk you through the parts of this lifestyle that the glossy tiny house YouTube videos conveniently leave out. Some of them can genuinely make or break whether this works for you. Problem 1. Cloudy days are real, and they're the reason people go from loving off-grid living to hating it within a single winter. If you undersize your battery bank, one string of overcast days can leave you sitting in the dark with a dead fridge. That's why most experienced builders size their battery storage for 2 full days of backup, not 1. Problem 2. Your appliances have to change. You can't run a giant electric oven, a full-size washer and dryer, and central air conditioning off a tiny solar setup. At least not without a much bigger, much more expensive system. People who go off-grid successfully usually switch to propane cooking, smaller efficient appliances, and mini split heating and cooling. It's less about sacrifice and more about being intentional with every watt. Problem 3. Batteries eventually die. Leaf APO4 batteries are excellent, but they still only last 10 to 15 years. That replacement cost needs to be part of your budget from day one, not a surprise a decade later. And problem 4, the quiet one, roof space. A tiny house roof is small. There's only so many solar panels you can physically fit up there. If your energy needs grow, say you had a home office, or start working with power tools, you may hit a hard ceiling on how much solar you can generate without ground-mounted panels or a second system. None of these are deal breakers, but they're exactly why going off-grid needs actual planning, not just excitement. So with all that said, why are more people choosing this every single year? Because once the system is paid for, your electricity is essentially free for decades. No monthly bill, no rate hikes, no panic when the news says energy prices are going up again. When the power grid goes down in a storm, your tiny house doesn't even notice. And for a lot of people, there's something deeply satisfying about looking at your lights, your fridge, your hot water, and knowing every bit of it came from your own roof. It's not just a way to save money. For a lot of owners, it becomes a completely different relationship with electricity itself. From something you consume without thinking, to something you actually understand and manage. So here's the real, honest answer to the question in the title. Yes, a tiny house absolutely can generate its own electricity, fully and reliably, using solar panels, Leaf APO4 batteries, and an inverter. For most tiny homes, that means a system somewhere between $2,000 and $15,000, depending on how much power you use and whether you install it yourself. It is not instantly free, but over years, it very quietly becomes exactly that. If you're seriously considering this, the number one thing to get right isn't the panels. It's honestly calculating your daily electricity use first, then sizing your battery bank around it, because that's the decision that determines whether you love this lifestyle or regret it by the first cold, cloudy week. If this video helped you actually understand how this works, instead of just admiring the pretty pictures, do me a favor, subscribe, drop a comment telling me whether you'd actually try this yourself, and check out the next video where I break down exactly what a full off-grid tiny house build looks like, room by room, dollar by dollar. Thanks for watching Tiny Home World. See you in the next one.